It is Q2 for Attention Agency, and we are on absolute fire right now. We have been signing 2 clients a week. We signed 3 this last week. Well, I take that back. We launched 1 last week and signed 2 this week. We've done that the last 3 weeks in a row, and we've been hiring at least 1 person a week for the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. We've gone from the beginning of the year to today, we've gone to 17, total 17 people working with us. And we are going to be extending offers to 3 more people ideally. In a perfect world, we would have 3 more people onboarded as soon as possible. We have eyes on 2 people for the 3 that we need and have had a terribly difficult time finding the 3rd. But heavy investments being made on LinkedIn and Indeed, and have a new strategy for Indeed where there's a premium membership, and we're going to try where you can essentially reach out to people to get them, look at their resume, and then ask them if they're interested rather than getting 400 resumes. So I'm really excited to try that. The people that have onboarded are 2 salespeople. We read the book Built to Sell, and one of the recommendations there was to hire 2 salespeople, so there's like a competitive element to it. And that's proven effective. I think that both of them are working together well, but they also have a friendly rivalry going on. It's really nice. One's on the East Coast, one's on the West, so there's not a lot of competition. A, B, they're the first salespeople on the team, so there's like 60,000 accounts across the whole world. There's hundreds of thousands that they could go after, so there's not concerns about overlap at all, which is really nice. They've added a lot. They've built, we needed experienced people, and we paid a lot of money to bring these guys in hopes that they would be able to build the sales team, because all the founders aren't necessarily heavy salespeople. While we're bringing business in, that's not our core competency per se. So these guys have come in, they built our whole HubSpot and sales flows, email flows. They've optimized the process of reaching out to people when they have inbound requests. So it's been a very big part of the construction of the sales team, and then organizing all that. And I think they have their eyes on leadership for the sales process, which is really good. And that's what I want as well, is to push these people into leadership roles there. We've brought on recently 2 more Google buyers, which are helping to offload some of that work from the final partner is still doing stuff on Google. Should ideally be able to move everything onto those 2 new guys, so they, we're kind of delegating there, and then moving the partner Justin, who's more of a strategy role, so doing more consulting and oversight, and then ultimately getting totally hands off for his team, which is the Google team. We also added another creative person to the mix, which brings that total to 4 or 5. I think it's 4, and then that's going to be really helpful because we'll be able to make more creatives and keep clients happier, do more split tests, which ultimately will give us better results and sign more business. So a really good combination there. We've got spectacular momentum. Clients are really happy. Great communication. We've done a spectacular job of finalizing the account management side of the business as well in terms of organization and structure. We onboarded Harvest, which is a time management software that basically we're using this for our account management scorecard, which we've created a proprietary software that tracks how people are spending their time with clients and organizing client information like budget and service lines, along with time being spent. And then originally we had this as a subjective element too, of like how much time do you feel like you're putting on this account. And we removed that completely by adding Harvest, and now we're taking that one element and using it as a time element, how much time these clients take. After a month of that, we've seen pretty good results on how much time we're taking per client. We've ended up creating 3 different tiers. So there's a tier 1 entry-level client, tier 2 mid-level client, and tier 3, which is the big boys, where they spend a lot of money and need a lot of time. So we're going to start bucketing and having different price ranges. This ultimately is going to affect the way we raise our prices and charge more, because some clients need more management, and we have to charge for that. I think that's all going to be really well received. For new clients, it's going to be a challenge to push some of those changes onto existing clients though, and then some of the smaller clients we're moving to bi-weekly. So but again, all of this is tiered and based on thresholds and factors that are not subjective. So really happy about the way that that's been organized and set up. So not only are we managing clients better, but we're managing the things that people are doing, the way they're spending their time better, so that when it's time to hire, we can say, hey, this is your workload, this is how you're spending your time, and here's our incoming clients, here's the percentages of those people closing. What would life look like if we sign 8 of those clients in the next month? Okay, this two you are overloaded, it's time to hire another person, and the numbers tell us that. It's not subjective, so that's really exciting as well. We've signed some really big logos in this quarter: Floyd Mayweather, Emily Ratajkowski, several others. We just had a couple of really big wins on consumer good brands, not persona brands, which is also really exciting. And once we get these brands moving, we're going to get the case studies, and then it'll spiral further. So last year we hit our goals and for sales, and our projections this year were to double our revenue again. We're already on pace to exceed that, but I think we might be able to do a triple of our revenue for last year, I think, by the end of the year, because our projections for this year included salespeople more towards Q4 rather than Q2, which is what we ended up doing. And they're already bringing in business. One of the salespeople has signed an account, a large account, this last week, and then there's 4 others that we're expecting to close from them in the next week. So the pipeline and the ramp up time, I should say, has been faster than we thought. So we might need to adjust our projections. It could continue to spiral. Hopefully, I think the challenge moving forward in this quarter, or next quarter I should say, is going to be finding really good people and attracting them to our agency. We've, as of late, in new conversations for people that are inbound or referrals, people have been really confident in talking about the reputation we have for being straight shooters, really honest and good at performance marketing, and that's just so pleasing because that's the exact reputation we're trying to build. We want clients to be well serviced. We don't want account managers overworked, because then that's the representation to the client. We want them communicating well, making sure things are getting done, and we want clients to know that we're being straight with them and not trying to pull the wool over their eyes and pop a couple branded terms into a search campaign just to make the ROAS look better for prospecting. We don't do that kind of thing, and it's starting to pay off for us in terms of reputation. It's really exciting. Onboarding several salespeople was a big expense, and that also came with softwares we had to onboard. I think we onboarded 8 softwares, one of which was Zoom Info, which is like $25,000 a year, and it was a big increase between the salaries and all these softwares. It was a very, very big increase into the expenses, along with all the other hires that we've had. And since we've been signing plenty of clients, but since we bill in arrears, so we work for 30 days, then we bill, and then we get paid 15, 30 days after. And we don't have problems with late pays. It's just that time we don't have the actual cash on hand. So scaling here throughout the end of the year is probably going to leave us lower on the profit side, but in terms of health, we're going to be servicing all the accounts spectacularly because we're well staffed and we're ready to handle 15 more accounts when they come in. So I'm not worried at all. There's not concerns at all. We're doing this, we're reinvesting every penny we can back into the company on purpose, because we want to scale, we want to grow, we want to be a 200-person agency with the best possible reputation. We think that there's a big gap in what can be done. A lot of agencies, when they get big, get distracted. They start their own consumer good brand or don't care about their staff as much, and that's the exact opposite of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build an environment where people have their fingerprint on the company. We've done a good job of that. We're empowering the staff that have joined us, the team that we're building to do things, take risks, and reward those efforts. Even if it doesn't work out, you'll be heard. You can get your shot to implement something that you think could be a great change for the company. Moving forward, we're going to be creating better training. We have to have better training for account managers, better training systems for salespeople, and those are things that I'm going to be working on in this next quarter very heavily, organizing it all. We've already done it, right? So now we just have to systematize it and brand it to make sure it looks right. I am excited about that. It's going to be something that's going to make the company very attractive, very organized, very professional. We put you through our systematic training, and you're ready 3 months later, 6 weeks later, whatever it is. You're at attention agencies level, and you can service clients with confidence from everybody on the team. That's a big goal. And then the second part of it is that we're splitting up each department, PPC, social media marketing, email management, and creative services, and sales and account management into its own reporting. So we're going to assign classes within QuickBooks, and each person that leads those departments is going to have their own P&L that they're going to have to report on. to leadership, and then we're going to make sure we're reviewing, you know, why did SaaS expenses go up 20 or 30% this quarter over last, all that kind of stuff. Really excited. It's going to be very fun. Looking forward to the next quarter. Here we go. Things are good.